We are absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. How many times you remember during the day? I have lot of problems. How can I remember? Superimposition. Now, I was extremely busy in taking care of lot of things, and that is why I forget to listen to it again. Superimposition. Now the mind says, I will be committed from today. That today never comes. Superimposition. My honey does not understand it, because he or she does not allow me to practice meditation, superimposition. That is our topic today. First, we have already understood it is ignorance from how the ignorance takes place because of the attachment, delusion, suffering. Are we living in the world of delusion every day? Answer is yes. We can easily be aware of the reality, but still we enjoy living in the delusion. It gives me a comfort. And I don't want to leave the comfort at all. So the master says self discipline is required. And what is that comfort? Say, for example, you have pleasure throughout the day. You will feel bored if there is no pain. So then there is a pain, there is an excitement, and then we take care of it. And okay, that is how the life continues throughout. In that comfort, I want to avoid what? Can you think of it? I want to avoid, escape, ignore the reality of death, death of the body. Because the comfort you get through the physical body. Do you still remember? Sleep is a short death. And death is ever sleep. What is going to happen? Maybe on Monday we have a new session and you say this beard guy is gone. Do I it is not nothing to do with the fear, but I should recognize what is reality. And the reality is, even if you do the practice, simple practice every day. What is that? Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnameva Vashishyate. I remember this, I can chant this mantra every day. Yes, you can chant the mantra every day. Who will understand it? The mind is not digesting. Mind is not digesting, then it will not happen. So Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate Purnasya Purnamadai. Even if you just pick up each and every phrase of it and you understand it, wholeness, harmony, oneness, limitedness, and equilibrium. Wholeness. So not only a repetition, listening, repeat listening and learning, and then contemplation. The whole can only give the whole. It cannot give you the part. I think I was talking the other day about the seed. What we think that the soil, earth grows the plant. If the seed is not there, how you can grow the plant? Seed contains the potential of a tree. What facilitates the water, fertilizer? What facilitates house, clothes, good car, bad car, my clothes, my position? They facilitate. Master is not saying that reject this. They facilitate. But what is inside me? I am a seed to grow into the real self. That so I'm a seed that grows into the real self. So what happens to the seed? There are two layers that we need to understand clearly. Seed converts into such a tall tree for a new manifestation to take place. Death of a seed is required. But here the death of ignorance is required. Death of ignorance, death of delusion, death of attachment is required. And attachment gives me the comfort. Do you see that? That is one. So normally we see that one who is realized, who has already died. Died of what? Died of the past. That I'm a man and I'm a woman, I'm a husband, and oh, a long list. They are all superimpositions. They die. And second is leaving the body. So this is the message this mantra gives. But we have been talking about, uh, we have started understanding the delusion. What exactly is this delusion caused by the superimposition? Superimposition. And if we recognize this superimposition and we understand, we keep that awareness all the time, you will see the life will change. Let us talk a little bit of little subtler layer of these superimpositions, our experiences, perception, sensation. You wake up in the morning, that is your experience. You wake up at a particular time, that is your experience, that is your perception, that is your sensation, that is your understanding. You wake up, you see the room in which you wake up. You had a thought of stress, that is also your experience. They are all changing experiences. So very subtler level that I'm laying a foundation, and I will talk by lot of examples to make us understand. So we whatever we experience, if it is comfortable, mind says hold it, hold on to it, hold on to it. And when I hold on to it, I lose awareness. When I lose awareness, superimposed. Superimposition. And once the superimposition takes place, I have likes and dislikes, I have pain and the pleasure, and then I fall into the trap of ignorance, and then I continue suffering. I don't even care. What I don't care? I've been, don't disturb me. You gave me anxiety. I don't want to solve this problem that how you can give me the anxiety. And it continues throughout our life. We don't see. I don't want to see it. We are constantly repeating, enough is enough with that guy. It may be the other way around. It may be the other way around. So do you see? I'm laying a very subtler foundation for understand these verses written by our great master. First, understanding I am living in a fleeting perception, experiences, sensation every day. But I hold on to some of them in order to say that I'm living. It gives me pain and pleasure, duality and a conflict. Uh, if I negate you, oppose you, I feel I have lived my life. I love you and I'm attached to you. I feel that I loved my life. Both are superimposition. Are you understanding? And it is governed by the desires, feeling, emotions, work, actions that we are doing in our daily life. It should not go over your head what I'm talking about. So, but let me relate it to the the what we call the death in the modern society. Plato, we all know Plato. What he said, and think of it that how many of us agree. The great philosopher, Plato, he was asked what surprises him about the human beings. We all are human beings. What surprises you? His answer, they get bored in childhood and they hurry to grow up, but then they miss their childhood. Perfect. I'm just bringing, my topic is the same superimposition. So I superimpose over something. Now he says they lose their health to earn money, but they pay money to regain their health. This is what the Plato said hundreds of years ago. They lose their health to earn money, but they pay money to regain their health, worried about tomorrow. They forget about today. In the end, they neither live today nor tomorrow. What is the cause of it? Can you think of it? He said they live as if they will never die, but they die as if they never lived. They live as if they will never die, but they die as if they never lived. So we have millions of superimpositions to avoid, to escape what is reality about this body and the mind. That is why we need a comfort. That is why we need a pleasure. But I should definitely say it. This writing, I don't know, Plato may have his original thought, so called, but thousands of years ago, another master discussed and understood about greatest superimposition, which surprises him, which is quite amazing. That is what he said, that we avoid death. Hundreds and thousands of living entities meet death at every moment. But foolish living beings think themselves deathless, do not prepare for it. Why I don't prepare for it? It's another superimposition. I'm scared of it. This is the most wonderful thing in the world, amazing thing in the world. In deep sleep, there is the end of everything, at least for a couple of hours. Death is the end of everything. But what is that everything? Are you understanding? What is that everything? I have desires to be fulfilled. No, I want to live. In India, we normally say that, uh, can you practice meditation if you ask a young guy, 30 years old? No, I'm just married, I should have kids and then I will think of it. Now you have the kids. Oh, no, I have a lot of responsibilities. And then the kids grows up and comes to United States for study. He get no now is the do you practice? No, no, no. I will get my son married, and then I will think of it. Then I will think of it. You see, superimpositions. That idea of a pleasure. What then I will be happy once I marry my son. They don't even leave it. Now they are 80 years old. Now is the time to meditate. No, now I'm going to live for a couple of years. So I want to see my grandchildren. So they force their son to have kids. Perhaps that may be the reason we have a huge population. Master coming back, hundreds and thousands of living beings. Sleep, deaths. I have compared it. Death indicates the end of everything we know and love. It is the ultimate disruption, and it marks the unknown, something we generally fear. I have to understand it clearly. I have to face it. So once I understand, then I also understand the superimposition and de-superimposition. Why I dislike it? It has to come. Why I dislike it? It is unnatural. Why it is unnatural? Because I'm attached. I have a lot of pleasures. I have a lot of desires to be fulfilled. In sleep, I cannot fulfill any desire. So I escape. So when I escape it, we create a lot of superimpositions. We want to forget about it, but it is waiting for us. We don't want to admit. We don't want to admit it. Just a brief understanding that we have millions of superimpositions, and once you remove all those superimpositions or desuperimpose, what is left is real you. That is what our masters are trying to make us understand. Wave to the water, gold to the gold ring, necklace. You convert the gold into a gold ring. I convert that real self into a husband, wife. Hmm? So when you convert the gold into a gold ring, does the gold ring has less weight or more weight or equal weight? Superimposition. Understand? We are just trying to blueness of the sky. Anything happens to the sky. Wave to the water, anything happens to the water. Mirage water, anything happens to the sunlight. Now, I'm a husband now, many things happens. Everything that happens with the label of a husband and a wife, with a label of golden ring, actually it does not exist, but I feel it exists. So when I feel it exists with lot of the thoughts and ideas and pleasures, and then I'm lost. I miss what is the reality. When I miss what is the reality, then I will have to be attached. I have to work with towards attachment, towards delusion, towards ignorance. Otherwise, we can be happy here and now. When I see the wave, intellectually, I see the wave is different, separate from the water. Even though intellectually we know waves are just water in motion. Husband is a label in motion. Wife is label in motion. Long list. Long list. Long list. Blueness of the sky. There is no blue substance up there. It is an optical phenomena caused by the light scattering. So some events takes place and we give labels to us and then we start living into those labels, superimposition. Oh, should I not live in the with those superimposition? Answer is yes, in transactional world. How can we have a session when we say 8 a.m., be ready, I'm a teacher, you are seekers, let us go together. You see, in the beginning, we have to keep these subtle superimpositions, but we want to get rid of those superimpositions which is causing the delusion and ignorance and the suffering. My honey does not understand, so don't be obstinate. Why you are sticking to this thought and idea? He does not understand or she doesn't. Let him or her do not understand. Mind, you be free. We don't want to leave that. Why? Because I feel that is what the life is. So I have another person in my life to now he or she understands. But after a few days, we find the differences. Why shouldn't I understand at the very beginning that two individuals, their mind at the individual level, they are always different? Let me start from there. I de-superimposed. Now the mind is not crazy. It is not that we don't understand this. Intellectually, we understand what I'm talking. Just I'm talking about all superimposition and de-superimposition. Do I not understand intellectually? Did I not study the science, understanding that two individuals are always different? Yes. What is the problem? The gap between the intellectual understanding and direct realization exists. Direct realization exists. देखा अटेंशन यहाँ नहीं है कहीं और गए काम से Our perceptual habits are deeply conditioned through countless repetitions. Our habit of perception. Mind does not realize it. Intellectually, I understand. I'm fighting with you to make you agree on what I say. It happens normally. I don't focus on the knowledge part. Why? Because of the superimposition. So I have the anxiety, I have the reaction, I have the moment of frustration, failure, and fear. Because of these superimpositions, there is no other reason for it. So I have moved from ignorance, attachment, delusion to this imposition and superimposition. Why superimposition? Because it is very near to me. So I can perceive it, I can understand it, I can remove it. How to remove it? By understanding. It demands only an understanding. The mind naturally tends to superimpose attributes and distinctions onto the underlying reality. Gold is the reality. Superimposition is the gold ring, necklace, jewelry. Water is the reality. Waves, flood, and the storm are superimpositions. Real self is the reality. So real self is the reality, and then where are you born? In US. So I'm American, you are Indian, you're African. Superimpositions. Then one phase of life, childhood, another phase of life, adulthood, third phase of life, husband or a wife, and then the parents. Go on listing. We are caught up in the web of these superimpositions. Before that, I already told you attachments, thoughts, ideas, fear, frustration. They all live underneath that. But as such, is there any substance like blue in the blueness of the sky? There is no substance. As such, is there? Can you show me where is this guy as a husband? Where this guy looks like a father? Oh, because you have a beard, so that's why you should be a father. It means David is not a father. He doesn't have beard, or Stephen does not. We just follow. We take it casually our life because why? Go to the Plato. Go to this another master. How amazing! How amazing! I continue to live with the labels. I will die with the labels without realizing my. You can add modern science says survival instinct also is there. Mind is impulsive. Yes, that is what we are saying. Get rid of the superimpositions. Impulsive nature is also superimposition. Now, let us define from the next session. I will take these verses. I just laid down some introduction. Superimposition is mistaking one thing for another. One thing for another. Like seeing a rope and thinking that it is a snake. I see a human being, I say, oh, don't go to that crazy guy whose has a problem. My mind has a problem. I believe you are understanding. Like seeing a rope and thinking it is a snake, we superimpose qualities and distinctions onto the underlying reality. That's what I'm saying. Try to understand it clearly. You have to repeat. We see the waves as a separate from the water, though they are just water movement. We see the gold ornaments as distinct objects rather than just the gold. We perceive blueness in the sky where there is none. We see water in a mirage There is only light and heat. So use these metaphors to apply. I am stressed. Ah, I'm very happy with you. Now you are a soulmate. Wait for some time. I don't recognize these superimpositions in my life, but it feeds on attachment, it feeds on strong likes and dislikes, it feeds on my anxiety, it feeds on fear of the death, and then it create a very complex character. And that complex character is, do you know what it is? It is the false I. Well, we have been talking about the false I, but now we want to go deeper. What exactly is this false I? So what we need to do, Master says, de-superimposition. What is the way to de-superimposition? Do I need to make an effort? No, I need to only understand that. First is the intellectual understanding. I know the waves are just water. Second is the contemplation and reflection to weaken habitual perception. Suppose, I know it is not there, but suppose in home your mind has aversion or a reaction or some habitual thought pattern in a negative way against your relations or maybe a sibling or a honey. Now, intellectual understanding. I know waves are just intellectual understanding. Yes, there is one reality. But the mind does not accept because of these thoughts. The moment you see that person, mind starts thinking habitually, impulsively, negatively. In order to remove that, I need a contemplation and reflection. Are you understanding? Very subtle, but not very subtle. So when you contemplate, you look at the person and instantly you are aware, mind, stop this nonsense. Stop this. You are saying it internally. You have started working. The person has given you an opportunity to get rid of it. Why? Because I want to go into choiceless awareness. Or you can say, I want to absorb myself into that reality. I don't want to accept this superimposition at all. It can happen. So once you stop the mind moving into superimposition and their attributes, you are in the state of choiceless awareness. No labels, all labels are gone. You are in the highest state of meditation, and that is what the direct realization, where the false attributes fall away naturally. The false attribute of the wave falls away naturally. False attributes of the water in the mirage falls away. False attribute. You are not that you need not to dilate your eyes to see that necklace, earring is all made up of the gold. It happens inside your head. And what happens inside your head is the choiceless awareness. We have started our journey with the three states, three states of the mind, sleep, dream, and waking state. Then we find the common thread that is consciousness. Then we understood that consciousness means existence, consciousness, and also bliss, the permanent happiness. That is our nature. I have to prove it. Like a geometrical, I've been talking about sum of angles of a triangle is so, or 10 plus 15 is 25. When that mathematics goes to your home, it remains 25. It does not become 24. Are you understanding? Simple. When it goes to another home, it does not become 30. Do you see what I'm going to say? When I go to meet my honey, I'm different. When I'm meeting a friend, I'm different. When I'm in the transactional world, it is okay. But internally, am I aware of it? So if you look at a lot of superimpositions every day, professional life, superimposition, identifying completely with the job title or some kind of a profession. Desuperimposition, recognizing the role is temporary function, not the core identity. No, I have to live in simultaneous awareness. Yes, you can. We can live in simultaneous. It is always present. It is always present. You need not to make any effort. It is always present. I am aware. Hence, I am consciousness. That is always available. Desuperimposition. In the transactional world, I am aware that I'm consciousness. Now I'm aware of this session. Transactional world, I'm a coach and I'm a teacher. Oh, finished. Done. Play my role, finish it. But I have to continue. I have a lot of things to do in my life. You will die one day. Superimposition. Understand. There's a very clear, if we have a clear understanding, the life becomes beautiful. Superimposition in relationship, projecting idealized images onto the partner. Present yourself what you are because we are close to our partner. Seeing them as a, so what we idealized images onto the partner, seeing them as a source of happiness. These superimpositions, seeing partner as they are without projections. Let us look into the family also. Fixed expectations of how children and parents should behave. What is the superimposition? Accepting family members' authentic nature, their authentic nature. Look at this, she will continue to do like this. What do you have to do with it? Let her do. I still carry that sense of an attachment and a delusion in my daily life. You have to listen to this again and again. Then you understand. Family, understand. Fixed expectations of how children and the parents should behave. What is the superimposition? Accepting family members' authentic nature. No, how can I do it? He is my son or she is my daughter. Well, after all, there is an issue. What I'm claiming that I'm more intelligent than. So there is another way. My master used to say that when you do not accept family members, their authentic nature, you are already superimposed. You want a mango from an orange tree. Does it mean that you should not communicate? You should communicate whenever the chance comes. This is my perception and this is your perception, but I should not get upset. Social level, social superimposition. Many that you should examine. Professional life, attaching self worth to job performance. Bad presentation, I'm worthless. Seeing workplace hierarchy as inherent identity, believing career defines the life purpose. 80% of the Americans have this identity. And that is why we say we have two-thirds of the people are suffering from stress. We don't want to sit down with any teacher to understand. Get rid of this superimposition, continue working. Like water taking different shapes in containers while remaining water, right? Go out, yes, job, performance. Understanding the role is temporary, like wearing a costume. We are bringing those metaphors of gold, water in the waves, water in the mirage to our personal, professional, social, and daily life. Because otherwise we will continue dreaming the same thing. Okay, wave to water is different, but the husband to a man is different, or wife to a girl is different. That is the problem. We are not bringing it. Why we are not bringing it? We are not contemplating and reflecting. Why we are not contemplating and reflecting? But mind wants to live in a comfort zone. What is that comfort zone? Attachment and detachment, and it is causing the delusion. But I am not a delusion because you claim delusion as a reality. But why I claim delusion as a reality? Because I live in ignorance. Why we study the Eastern wisdoms? We study the Eastern wisdom to study ourselves, to get rid of the ignorance. That is the only thing. At the highest level, Eastern wisdom is just to study yourself. Seeing partner as a source of the happiness is like seeing through a colored glasses to view true colors. So today I will go and tell my honey. One of my student told his honey long back, 20 or 25 years old. From today I'm going to be a monk. You are not the source of the happiness. So you are creating more problem to yourself. Did I say you to go and declare? No, I have to change myself. Understanding relationship as rivers, constantly flowing and changing. Will you have any problem throughout the day, weeks, months? Just think, I'm saying. Holding rigid roles despite different relationships. Many superimpositions. I can go on. You go to the social media likes with the self-worth. Believing friendship quality indicates life quality. Seeing social status as a real identity. Social identity, there is no social identity. Body leaves you, everything is gone. Superimposition. And manager treating employees harshly due to superimposing past difficult subordinate. Oh, there was a subordinate in the past who treated me badly, so now I create another superimposition. We're trying to understand that at every moment in our life, we just live with those superimpositions. That is why it is taking time, because we are moving from the gross to physical to the subtle to the subtler to the subtlest. What is the subtlest? Choiceless awareness. Choiceless awareness. We will see other forms of this superimposition and imposition in our life. And you just think of it. I'm not saying. Now it is 8:35 Arizona time. It is also a superimposition. In the morning. In India, it is 9:05. Time is continuous. Now, can you just imagine, and are you amazed with what it means by the choiceless awareness? It exists, it is always there, but superimposition prevents me to recognize this. That is the problem. And that is what, so once we, what to do? Recognize the superimposition, desuperimpose it. Last thing, think of it. So what I will do, what I have to do with superimposition, desuperimposition, do nothing. You have already recognized it is a superimposition. It is already desuperimposed. You have moved from ignorance to wisdom. That is why we say that mindfulness or meditation is an effortless natural practice. You don't need any effort to do it. Do you fly into the sky to remove the blueness? You have understood it. Does a scientist has to take a round of the earth to find out whether the earth is round? Understood it. See that. Understood inside you. I'm a real self. Outside, yes, I'm a husband, father, teacher, long list. Every time you go outside, you have a role in the transactional world. But that awareness, I am aware that I'm consciousness continues. It is not disturbed. Overlapping is there because I live in ignorance. Superimposition, that is what overlapping, superimposition, or delusion, or attachment, you name anything. Can it happen in a day? No, I have to continue finding this is superimposition. This is superimposition. The moment you are aware, it is gone. But it doesn't go with those who live in impulsively extreme attachment. Their intellectual understanding doesn't go deep down. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed, my friends. Let us start with the highest. Oh, today is the highest. I have not to attend this session. Yes. Anymore? Yes. Say in your mind, I'm aware because I'm consciousness. I'm conscious because I am consciousness. Does that sentence make any sense to you? Sense to you means any sense to the mind, your mind. I'm conscious. I'm conscious of listening to you. Even that is okay. First, because I'm consciousness. Second, that consciousness reflected into the mind, borrowed by my ears, that makes listening possible. I'm just making the highest level, one of the highest. Oh, yes, I understand that. Now, are you aware of that? Are you getting it? I am conscious, hence, I am consciousness. But I'm listening to you. How does that make a sense? That make a sense. I'm consciousness. So that consciousness is reflected into just you say the same sentence, it doesn't, and just maintain your aware. And that consciousness reflects into the mind like Like there is a mirror, sunlight is reflected from outside to inside your home. So it is a reflected light. Mind, yes. Now the mind is nothing but the reflected light. So it gives some consciousness to the ears, and you are listening to me. Whether you are listening to me, you are still consciousness. You are not listening to me, you are still consciousness. So that listening to me is a very subtler superimposition. We will keep this. Why? Because our goal is to reach to the real self. But other superimpositions which directly relates to the world outside, I have to get rid of. Now, what I said, you are aware. Oh, the thought comes. Ah, you are aware of the thought and the feeling and emotions. Yes, thought. Thought without an object, not a possibility. Thought always contains an object. Every thought objectifies my experiences and my perception or the world outside. No, I had a problem with the honey objectification. I love my honey objectification. Any thought that comes to your mind, there are two parts. I am aware of a thought. At the highest level, I recognize thought is an objectification of my subjective experiences in relationship to the world. So I'm very casual, no attachment, no clinging to any good thought, bad thought, high thought, no clinging. That is why I always said sometime that being carefree is of the highest principle. But I make it so casual so that your mind accepts it. And once your mind accepts it, I can take your mind to the higher principle. Goal is the one, only one goal. Thoughts are coming and going. Yes, I'm aware of all these thoughts. I'm aware of all these thoughts. But before that, I'm aware or I'm conscious that I'm consciousness. You see, now if you contemplate and reflect daily, you will come to know. I'm now breaking into three layers of the consciousness. Pay attention. And that will help you to live into that state. I am conscious because I'm consciousness. It's purely subjective. I'm conscious of a thought that I'm in love with someone, soulmate. Very good. Second layer. But without awareness, without consciousness, I do not know that I'm in love with the soulmate. Third level. You can break into many layers, and the more you break into it, your superimposition, you will see it fades away. Now, what should be the third level? My mind impulsively chosen a man or a woman as a soulmate. You're recognizing the superimpositions. Third level, fourth level, because of simple attraction. What is that attraction? It is attachment. What is this attachment? Sixth level. This attachment, I see that I fell in love. Oh, you didn't rise in love, you fell in love. Falling in love is nothing but attachment. But why there is an attachment? I want to live in happiness. Do you see the different layers of the ignorance? I have defined ignorance, attachment, delusion, foolishness, false-I. We cannot uproot this false-I, remove from ourselves. Why? Can you recognize first? Go, I am conscious, I'm consciousness, finished. I am conscious of a thought. What is the thought? I found a soulmate. Highest awareness. What is that higher awareness? I'm conscious because I'm consciousness. Subjective reality, purely subjective. I'm conscious of a thought. I have a soulmate. So there is a mixture of the false I and the real I. Consciousness has to be there. Reflection. Oh my goodness. And the false I here, it takes the birth. So we will take care of this false I at a later stage once we know the entire process. Otherwise, mind will repulse, will force you to leave the journey. Mind, false I. Again, I'm repeating, if I would believe you can pick up. I am conscious. Why? I'm consciousness. Finished. But that is not the end of my journey of life. So I'm conscious that I love you. I love you. So this I has two is a mixture. One is the real I, that is consciousness. The other is the false I, which says I love you. I'm not, averse to saying I love you, but so hence I like this and I don't like this and I have a problem and oh, then there is a unlimited thought, feeling, perception, imagination, experiences, all goes for superimposition our life, and that is the problem. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both palms, place it in your eyes. Open the eyes inside, know your experiences. Bring the hands down, we'll share our experiences. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you very much. I'm doing really well. the today's lesson really, in a very simplistic manner, is what I embraced from it was if you look at the wave and you strip away the wave, you're left with water. You look at the gold earring and you strip away the earring, you still have the gold. If you look at all the superimpositions and all the thoughts and all the past impressions and everything that goes on in our minds, you strip that away, all you're left with is the real self. And it just became really clear to me of how to recognize that and continue this journey, which led to when we closed our eyes, just completely settled in. And during that meditation part of it, I said to I felt this. I could feel this way. The way I feel right now is the way I want to feel all the time. And if I could
Good.
strip away all that other stuff, this is the way I'll feel all the time. So thank you.
Beautiful. And stripping is just to recognize that it is a superimposition. I have not to force myself. I have not to do the practice. I have not to go back home and say, honey, from today, you are not the source of my happiness. Then you are the craziest guy. What is evident, you need not to say anything. But then how to relate to the honey? Let me express happiness to him or her. When? All the time. So that part of the superimposition is not there. You are not saying soulmate because of attachment. Do you see that? You are saying that is the way the existence is. The orange tree gives me the orange, mango tree gives me. Air gives me. That is the way the existence is. That is what the choiceless awareness is. Beautifully shared. How are you, Dennis?
Uh, Thank you for the lesson. My summary of today's lesson is that when I am conscious of a thought, I am consciousness that is separate and different from a thought. But
Beautiful.
when I am unconscious of a thought, I become that thought. And since the thoughts flow as an endless river, changing all the time, then when I'm identified with the thoughts, then I also change all the time. The other thing that I was thinking about is that we need awareness to desuperimpose, but we lack awareness due to lots and lots of superimpositions. So
Beautiful.
one way to break that vicious circle is to peel the onion of my false identity layer by layer, examine each layer of this identity, and prove to the mind that every layer is in fact a superimposition and needs to be removed. And this is probably why it takes so much time to remove all the layers. Thank you.
Beautifully narrated. Beautifully. I have to go to United Kingdom. Oh, let me see the map. Let me Google out. Let me take the flight. I have understood United Kingdom. This place I have to go. But the journey takes the time. Beautifully explained. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you very much. The imposition lesson is just another example of a tool to be able to strip away to get to the source of it. And Dennis's summary was absolutely perfect and spot on. So thank you. My meditation was extremely deep. Thank you.
Good, good. You see that what I said you that real self is always present. in all the conditions, in all events, throughout my so-called my life, in death, in sleep, and waking, in the dreaming state. But this get mixed up because of superimposition. We have created a false I. That is the problem. But you recognize it is false I. That is all. You need not to work, You need not to do anything. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Um, I like the simplicity of it, and then the practice of it takes a long time, just because from birth till now, we grow up identifying with
Yeah.
our mom and our dad and our family and our community and the religion we're taught. And so we're constantly labeling and identifying. So it takes us a long time till we decide that we don't want to suffer. And then we wonder why we suffer. So the self-study. And then we get to start to do the de
The superimposition.
superimposing. Yes. I always used to just say, stop labeling to myself, because that's kind of a fun way for me to look at how often I label through the day and how unnecessary it is.
Unnecessary.
But
And the moment you have a recognition that, oh, I have labeled it, here is a superimposition, you simply recognize it is gone. In 70s and 80s, perhaps that was almost the end of the hippie movement in United States. It was slowly going down, and then it moved towards the drug. J. Krishnamurti from the India make a strong impact. He talked about the same choiceless awareness, but without referring any teaching of the master, independent. So it has the intellectual conviction to millions of Americans. But not many of them transform, because you have to dig the root from this teaching of the Eastern wisdom. And from there, the word choiceless awareness became a became a buzzword. How are you, Brandy?
I'm fine, thank you. I was reminded today of the importance of seeing things as they are and not being attached, and kind of like what Juri and Dennis said, during my meditation, I reflected on the fact that the superimposition isn't really organic. I think when I was younger, I was less inclined to do it, and somehow I learned it or took it on as like part of being successful in the world and life, when it's really not. It's that's the superimposition. And so I think just going back to like, this is what it is. I'm not involved in it. I'll play my role and just keep going, and that seems easier to me than this other thing that we do, but somehow we all walk around doing it.
Yes. You look at this, the light falls on the monitor. The light does not change. Light falls on my face. It does not change. Light falls in the room, in the walls, and it shows me the colors. I feel the light has changed. That light is the consciousness. That light is the real self. It does not change. It falls on the mind. It falls on the sense organ. It falls on the word. And then I feel, oh, you are a crazy guy. No, hold on. You are crazy because you have created a false identity. Are you getting it, what I'm saying? This light has nothing to do with my room. You remove the room, destroy the room, the light will continue. Body is gone, light will continue. That consciousness will continue. That is what our masters are saying, to recognize that real self. That is independent, beyond the birth and the death. Birth and death is also a superimposition. That we will understand step by step. How are you, Ashok, sir?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Sir, I'm good. Sir, superimposition को हिंदी में what do you say? Call it in Hindi?
In Hindi, Adhyaropa.
Okay.
Adhyaropa Lapvada.
Okay. ठीक है, sir. Thank you.
So continue to live into that. Sometime there will be a mixture. When you say I'm conscious, hence I'm consciousness. Oh, but he is crazy. It will get mixed up. I knew that. It happened to me many a times. But the moment I said he is crazy, so both the real and the false I are mixed up. But now the false I has taken over the real I. That is the problem. So we don't recognize. I prove how much you are crazy, how much you are bad. No, once we recognize this superimposition and desuperimposition, will there be any problem in the relationship? That is all for today. You don't know how stressed I am. No, don't say that. That is all.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. Bye.